Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and today we are here to discuss The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 13, Episode 18, aka the season finale.
Thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you, God.
So y'all, I'm gonna keep it all the way real today because we see each other, right? Like, we're close, right? So I can be transparent with y'all. I have recorded this video a good 10 times, and I don't know why, but this recap has been kicking my behind. And I say all that to say that I will not be going over every single scene because, one, this episode didn't give what the girls said it was supposed to give. Shout out to Rolling Ray. And two, I'm not about to keep repeating myself again and again and again. So I hope you don't mind that I'm going to remix this recap. Without further ado, grab your tea, your coffee, your wine, your champagne, whatever drink of choice that you would like. And let's toast it up so that we can discuss this very sorry season finale. Got my tea. I'm ready. So we start off the episode with Drew, Ralph, and her son, Josiah. They are on their way to have a meetup with Josiah's biological father, and they have nicknamed him Old Daddy. So while they are in the car, my heart really broke because I noticed how sad Josiah was. Like, you could tell that he really was not down to meet up with his bio dad at all. And to do this on camera, he was really annoyed, and I completely felt him. Like, don't have me out here doing this on camera, Mom. Like, really? So anyhow, they get to the bakery. Drew is like, son, get whatever you want because it is your day. So he's picking out all these cookies and treats and whatnot, and everything looked really good. I like a good sweet treat, but again, I digress. So they are sitting down waiting for Old Daddy, and while they're waiting, Drew is getting a little bit anxious that he might not show up. We see that they were all supposed to meet at 3 o'clock. Drew and them are right on time. And it's now 3:30. It's now 3:45. It's now 4 o'clock. Now it's like 4:06, 4:07. And he's nowhere to be found. So she's texting him like, where you at? Like, we've been here for an hour waiting for you. Like, please don't tell me you didn't show up. So finally, Old Daddy walks in the bakery. And I said, not only were you an hour late, but you had the nerve to come empty-handed. So Old Daddy gives everybody a hug, and it's just awkward. Josiah is not here for this meetup at all, and Drew's trying to get him to talk, and he's not feeling it whatsoever. I'm not going to spend that much time on this scene because, to be really honest with you, I was low-key uncomfortable watching it. Like, I really don't think that this should have been shown on national TV. So the biological father is trying to talk about why he hasn't really been present in Josiah's life, and Josiah shuts it down like, I don't want to talk about this. So now things get even more awkward, and Ralph, while he has some stuff with him, I thought he did a good job trying to ease the tension because he told Josiah, come with me, let's go and get some more treats. So Josiah is all too happy to get the F away from that table and all that awkwardness. And while they're at the counter, we see Drew talking to the bio dad, her ex, And she's saying, you need to be consistent. Like, you cannot just be in and out of his life. Like, you need to be there. And the bio dad is just saying, you know. And finally, Ralph and Josiah come back to the table, and the conversation is wrapped up, and they all head on out the door. I mean, like I said, this did not need to be aired whatsoever. Drew, I have a feeling that you will be asked back for season 14, unfortunately. Please do not make this your storyline for season 14. So now we jump ahead to Cynthia. Cynthia is on the phone with her good girlfriend, Miss Kenya. So Cynthia lets Kenya know that they will be playing White Elephant, and that is such a fun gift exchange game, like so much fun. I think it's more fun than Secret Santa, but I digress. So anyhow, she's just letting her know that the gift limit is $1,000.
I have no money problems, believe me.
So I'm thinking,
No
are you
money,
broke?
yes, no money problems whatsoever. That's Tony Braxton. That's
Yeah.
not
And that's to ensure that everybody in the group gets an amazing gift. Child, we'll see about that. But let me not jump ahead. So we get to the next scene, and it is the day of Cynthia's Friend Miss event. Cynthia is excited because she has gone all out for these ladies. We find out that Marlo and LaToya will not be able to attend. So Cynthia is a little bit bummed, like, oh my gosh, like it seems like everybody's, dropping out one by one, and I have this fantastic party for everybody. Like, I just want all my girls to be here. So then Cynthia FaceTimes Drew because she wants to know, Drew, where you at? Like, please don't tell me that you're not coming either. Drew is still at home, and Cynthia's like, girl, like, why are you home? Like, you're not on your way? And Drew was like, I'm coming. I'm going to be there. I'm just waiting on Portia because me and Portia are going together. Now, I already knew when Drew said that they were going to be on some BS because we have noticed this past season that Portia has been notorious for being hours late to events. But I digress. The first guest to arrive is Candy. Cynthia is excited, Candy's excited, and it was so funny because when Candy arrived, the lady with the llamas arrived too. So Candy was like, girl, what? Like, you got llamas? Like, what's going on? And I think that the llamas were supposed to be like reindeer since it's Christmas and it's supposed to be the Christmas theme. So I thought that was really funny. Then Shamia and Kenya arrive right after. So Cynthia's like, okay, the party's starting, like my guests are arriving slowly but surely. So they go on inside, and I don't know if it was Shamia or Kenya who asked like where the rest of the ladies were. And Cynthia lets them know that Drew and Portia are arriving together and they are running behind. Then Cynthia's like, do you guys want to eat now or do you want to wait? Kenya has no patience for the foolery. So she's like, no, like we can eat now because I'm not about to sit up here and wait hours on end for those two. And I agree wholeheartedly. When somebody is ridiculously late, go on and eat without them. Like, they'll eat when they get here. So the ladies all sit down. Mallory's eating with them. And while they're eating, Cynthia's assistant starts reading off the rules for the White Elephant game and how to play it. And then we see that they start to draw numbers, and it's like 1 through 8. Since Marlo isn't there, somebody has to be a proxy for her and gets to pick out her gifts on her behalf. And they're laughing about that. And then we see Shamia FaceTime Portia to see, hey girl, like where you at? And Portia's like, we're en route, like we should be there, see you soon. Cynthia makes mention that she's really disappointed in Portia and Drew being so late because now it's teetering on like 2.5, 3 hours of them being late to the function. And they want to start with the gift grab. Like, come on already, like they have a game to play. While they're still at the table eating, the doorbell rings and it's actually Marlo's nephews dropping off Marlo's gift. So Cynthia's taken aback, but she's happy, closes the door, puts Marlo's gift on the couch, and now they are ready to play the white elephant, but they're trying to hold out and wait for the rest of the ladies to get there. Finally, Portia and Drew arrive 3 hours and 20 minutes later. Let me tell you something right now. 3 hours late is beyond rude. And when I tell you that that is a personal pet peeve of mine, because it really shows that you don't give an F about anybody else's time. I find Portia to be very vapid, very self-centered, and it's all about her. Like, she doesn't care about anybody else. And that is a blatant act of you don't care about anybody else to be 3.5 hours late to their event. I wish somebody would show up to my door 3 hours late after my party is pretty much almost over. The way I would send you back, like, I just really get tired of people with such cavalier attitudes about lateness. You're a grown adult. You're almost 40 years old and you think it's cute to be 3 hours late to an event. No, ma'am. I would have cursed Portia out waltzing in there 3 hours and 20 minutes late. Don't do that. Don't play with my time. I don't play with that. If you want to piss me off, be super late to one of my events or a dinner and see what I do to you. It's going to be a different Brooke. Y'all not going to be seeing any classy smile on my face, Brooke, okay? It's going to be a different version of me. I promise you that. Play with me if you want to, but I promise you, if you are 3 hours late to one of my events, it's going to be me and you. But I digress. So since they all drew numbers, I think Portia was first. Portia selects a box and it is a Tiffany set and it's from Cynthia. And when I tell you Portia was not here for that Tiffany set whatsoever, okay? I know that Cynthia did not spend $1,000 on it. It was giving me $675. And if the rules are we're spending $1,000, I'm gonna need you to spend $1,000. Portia is not pleased by that Tiffany set whatsoever. She's like, thanks. I mean, I don't even wear necklaces.
You know what? It's too much.
And we all know that Cynthia is a little bit tight with the dollar, okay? And I'm screaming because Portia was dying for somebody else to steal that gift so she could pick something else. And everybody else is kind of like, girl, that's all you, sis. I don't want that Tiffany set either. So then it's Drew's turn. She selects a box and she is in love with her gifts. She opens up a Baccarat perfume set. Let me tell you something. That perfume is everything, okay? And worth every single penny. But again, let me not get off topic. Then she opens up another box and it is a Gucci purse. And she's like, oh my gosh, like, yes, like, I'm here for this. So I think that someone else ends up stealing her gift and Drew is upset. Then we see Cynthia select her box and surprise, surprise, we see the Neiman Marcus box and it is from Miss Marlo Hampton. Marlo put $1,000 in cash in ones inside of a Neiman Marcus box. I said, that's how you do it. I said, that was easy. Listen, cash is king. You can never go wrong with some cash. So Marlo did a nice job and the presentation was impeccable. Then we see Shamia select a box. She gets Candy's gift, and that was an iPhone 12. So Shamia's like, yes, like she's happy. That's her gift. Like she is ecstatic. Kenya selects a box, and it happens to be from Shamia. And inside of it is a gorgeous Chanel brooch and a Chanel scarf. Oh my gosh, when I tell you Shamia did that. I said, Shamia, you've been getting on my nerves all season long, but you did that. Like, that was gorgeous. So since Marlo isn't there, Cynthia's assistant is going to pick for Marlo. So then he steals Kenya's gift, the Chanel brooch and the Chanel scarf. And Kenya is like so pissed, like, oh my gosh, like really? Now remember how Mallory was there and playing the game with them. I don't know who it was who selected the crate of Veuve Clicquot champagne. I said, you know, Mallory, you really need your behind whooped to be so cheap like that. To take 6 bottles of champagne from your sister's wine cellar and try to gift them like you spent some money when you spent $0 is pathetic. And let's not even get into the fact that you didn't even buy one of the pricier Veuve Clicquot bottles. You got the $70 bottles. Like, 6 of those is not even 1,000. That's not even 500. It's like 360, 400 when I did the math. Like, I really cannot stand cheap folks. And when they were calling Mallory out on her stealing that free champagne and trying to gift it to somebody like she did something, she was sitting there looking stupid. It's like, girl, you really need somebody to go upside your head for that. Like, what is wrong with you? But, I mean, you can never go wrong with some champagne, child. But still, I mean, Mallory, really? You really shouldn't have. So, remember how Cynthia's assistant stole Kenya's gift, the Chanel brooch and the Chanel scarf, for Marlo. So, Kenya selects another box. And, child, when I tell you, I hit the floor. Kenya opens up the box, and inside of it is a $50 pet carrier with an even cheaper beauty supply store wig. It's Drew's gift. And Kenya is like, girl, what is this? Drew has the nerve to say that the wig cost $1,000.
Not fab like that to be doing all of that. Learn your place, earn your spot.
And the reason why she gifted it is because Kenya was so obsessed with her wig when they met. So everybody is like, girl, are you serious right now? And they're also like, well, how did you know that Kenya was going to even get your gift? So Kenya is pissed, and Kenya is like, girl, you are a straight up loser. And Drew, you're a clown. Like, you're a pathetic clown. So then Drew goes on to say that she made a $100 donation to the Animal Humane Society, and she's showing them the certificates. So everybody's kind of like, girl, like, what? Now, Drew, this is where I have to get you together for you to sit up there and give a gag gift. It would have been some slow singing and flower bringing had I opened up a $50 pet carrier and a beauty supply store wig for $39.99. It screamed cheap. That was just peak clown behavior. Kenya should have opened up something from Neiman Marcus, okay? She should have been getting something like this. Or this. Or this. Okay? To say that you missed the mark was an understatement. You were dead wrong. And I saw you on Watch What Happens Live after the episode, and you sitting up there trying to laugh, and even Andy was like, no ma'am. You're lucky that Kenya has restraint, because quite a few people might have given you a black eye. Don't sit up there and play with somebody after they spent thousands on a nice gift and you sitting up there spending a total of $75. I don't find that stuff funny. Stop doing these secret Santas and white elephant games with folks who don't have good sense, because that could have gotten real ugly real fast. Drew, you are a certified loser. There's no other way for me to say it. You're a loser. Period. Point blank. But let me get off of that, because I could stay on that point forever. Because when I tell you that scene had me so hot, I was like, oh, I can just turn off the TV right now and we can just end it right there. Like, you don't play with folks like that. But again, let's move right on along. So then, to add insult to injury, Drew brings out this boom box and they're all like, girl, what is this little boom box? Like, what is this for? Like, what are you doing? Drew claims that some information has dropped in her lap and she needs the ladies to hear this. Cynthia's assistant presses play and a recording of her assistant Danny talking to Prophet Lot starts playing. So we hear Prophet Lot saying that he likes LaToya and how she's in a similar situation to when he was still legally married and seeing somebody else. So everybody's looking like, girl, like what? So the recording goes off and Drew is so proud of herself. She's like, you heard that? You heard that? And they're all like, yeah. And what was your point in playing this? Like, this didn't prove anything. Candy is visibly annoyed and bothered. Like, she's just really over Drew. And in her confessional, she says that that's really foul of Drew to be recording people and playing it. Like, how dare you? So then Drew goes on this crazy tirade about how she doesn't play about her family and her family's reputation. And then goes on to say that the prophet is very close to them and how he's like family as well. And they're all kind of like, okay, girl, like, why are we even talking about this? Like, what does it have to do with anything? And I was thinking, what does your family's reputation have to do with the prophet and what he does in his personal time? Drew has a weird obsession and fixation on LaToya. And to be very honest with you, I actually think that Drew has a crush on LaToya because the way she keeps coming after her for every little thing and then finding out that they did make out on the South Carolina trip and Drew keeps denying it. Now I'm like, it all makes sense to me. She has this crush on her and she doesn't know how to deal with it. That has to be what it is. Because the way she is so fixated on LaToya, it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. And when she started calling LaToya Delilah again, saying she's a Delilah spirit, I was so happy when Candy shut her down. I said, Candy, you better let her know how crazy she sounds. Candy was like, girl, what the F are you talking about? The prophet is a grown-ass man. And another thing, you want to keep saying that, you know, she is a Delilah spirit and she is the reason why the baby's blessing got postponed or canceled and you no longer want Prophet Lot to do the baby's blessing. So you were okay with the prophet who was legally married yet dating another woman who he had a child out of wedlock with. That was okay. But him dating someone that you know, that is the straw that broke the camel's back. That's the reason why you don't want him to bless the baby. Got it. Because that makes perfect sense. Not the fact that he was legally married and seeing another woman that had a baby out of wedlock with her. Got it. You sound like a pick-me talking about someone has a Delilah spirit. Are you jealous? Erica De Niro, shout out to the diva, shout out to my girl. Erica De Niro said it in her last recap. She said, girl, are you jealous calling her Delilah and saying that she's a Delilah spirit? Because it's sounding like jealousy. Maybe if you had some of that Delilah spirit in you, maybe Ralph wouldn't have headed off to Tampa without you with other women. You just really sound like a true clown, and you look just as stupid as you want to look. While this is going on, the doorbell rings, and who should pop in? It's LaToya. Everybody's surprised to see LaToya because remember, she originally wasn't going to attend, but she's here, and LaToya lets Drew have it, and she says, yup, and that's why your husband is going to Tampa and bagging bitches who look just like me. Like, sis, you might want to do a little bit better so that your husband's not running off with other women. And Drew's getting upset by that. LaToya keeps reading her. Drew just can't keep up. LaToya is eating her up. They're still going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Kenya's like, girl, let's leave. And it was also really funny because LaToya came in with a Gucci bag for the White Elephant gift exchange. And Kenya was like, and this Gucci bag that you got, I'll be taking that. That's mine in lieu of that nonsense that old girl got me. Like, that's mine. I said, I know that's right. And I was also cracking up laughing at how Kenya was like, and I'll be taking 2 of those bottles of Veuve Clicquot, like, thanks, Mallory. And so they cut out, and Kenya is like, she's a weirdo, she's a loser in reference to Drew. She's saying that Drew is a narc. I definitely get narc behavior from Drew because that was just so uncalled for. You sitting up there recording people and playing their messages, like, that is just absolutely crazy. And isn't that illegal to be recording people without their knowledge? Like, that's just so foul to me. But anyways, they are getting in the car. So then Kenya realizes that she forgot her Gucci bag. LaToya goes back inside to get the Gucci bag. And of course, her and Drew go at it again. And LaToya is fed up, so she throws that cheap wig in Drew's face. And then you see Drew get up like she's gonna do something. It was like, girl, sit your lame behind down. You wouldn't bust a grape. Like, stop it. And she's like, you're lucky. You lucky that all these production people are on me because I would have let you have it. Like, girl, enough. I have a feeling that LaToya's crazy self would have laid you out. So Cynthia is like, really? Like, the girls are fighting? Like, who acts like it's in somebody else's house? So she's upset. Everybody else is like, okay, you know what? It's time to leave. Shout out to everybody. I had fun.
Oh! Shout out to everybody. I had fun.
I gotta be good.
And everybody's like, this night was sort of a bust. Like, Cynthia had the best of intentions, but this night really did fall flat. Much like this season, but I digress. So we see Kenya and LaToya are in Kenya's car and they speed off. They're out of there. And then the rest of the ladies come on out to listen to the Christmas carolers. And that's where the season finale ends. All in all, like I said, this was a dreadful season. Season 14 needs a serious revamp. We need some fresh faces. We need some fresh storylines. We need a new production crew because the way that production was chopping and screwing and editing things out this entire season, leaving us confused, they have to do better on all fronts. Andy, I know your folks watch me. Please, please listen to me. Please add some new blood to this cast. We desperately need it. A lot of these veteran storylines have come to the end of the road. RHOA, I need y'all to get it together because the way these other franchises are outlapping you, it's disgraceful. All in all, although the trailer for the reunion was a little lackluster, I'm still hopeful that it's going to be good and give me something, okay? So I will see you all later. You already know what to do. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all later. Bye.